Yeah, what is up, PPL fans? Shadi here, and we got our week 3 match of the Pokemon Premier League. This week is against Onesie, Banette, Alex, and the Celta Deino, who had an incredibly close 1-0 loss in week 1 against Paris Saint-Germain and Shroomraver, and had a convincing 3-0 against Tito's and Sporters Benfica in week 2. And we won both our matches week 1 and week 2 with 3-0. So, we both in good form, you could say, and yeah, this was gonna be a very interesting match, very important match, and a very close match. That's what I had, that's what my feeling was before the game. And, since we started off strong, we have this motivation, we have the wind in our back, one could say, nice tailwind up, to keep going and, just have the season continue as strong as we started off. And that's what my plan was, honestly. I was hoping I could win this game. I think I planned very, very well for this game. Like right before the game I was like, oh fuck, I made a couple of mistakes, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. Shout out to Linkin Park. Those mistakes actually didn't come into play. Spoilers. And yeah. Alex has a very scary team. He has 3 powerful dragons in Hydreigon, Dragonite, and Garchomp. And I was hoping he wouldn't bring all 3 of those, but I was prepared for it. I have a lot of ice coverage, I have a bulky steel type, I have a bulky fairy. So, he also has things, or his entire team doesn't really take on certain mons on my team. Excuse me. So, that's what I saw. Right when I looked at this team, I was like, okay, these things can put in work against this team. A lot of work. So, let's get into my team. First up, the first member I chose was Nidoqueen, the Nidoqueen. And looking at his team, nothing, absolutely nothing appreciates a hit from Nidoqueen, except a specially defensive or assault vest for Uniclus. That's the only thing that could come into the way of Nidoqueen, putting so many holes into his team and just weakening things for my big win condition for this week, which I will get into later. So, Nidoqueen is gonna be max special attack modest with 204 speed EVs, which allows me to outspeed a Jolly, or general plus speed nature on Powerdust, by 1 point on level 50, and 52 speed, HP EVs, which are just the remaining ones to get slight bit more bulk. And yeah, Chief Force Life Orb, so offensive ones straight up, with Ice Beam, Sludge Wave, Earth Power, and Fire Blast. Ice Beam, of course, for dragons. It also hits some other stuff on his team. For example, Roserade gets hit really, really hard by it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It does a lot of damage to... It kills the dragons pretty much if rocks are up and some other things maybe on Hydreigon. Sludge Wave is just there for stab. Hits Lumion really hard, it destroys Sylveon, and it generally does a lot of damage to most things on his team. And then we have the secondary stab move in Earth Power, which 2 KOs Mega Banette, it 2 KOs Regirock, even if it's specially defensive. Same with Lumion, if it's not specially defensive on that one. And yeah, it's just, of course it kills one Powerdust in 1 hit, straight up. So, Earth Power, really important. Then my last move is Fire Blast, and the only reason I have that is Bronzong. Bronzong walls the other 3 moves completely if it's a Levitate, which I'm expecting him to bring, because he has no reason to bring, to not bring Levitate pretty much. So I just went with Fire Blast over like Stealth Rocks or anything else, just to nail that thing and to KO it 100% of the time. So, that's Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen is just there to punch holes, weaken his team for my big win condition, which I will get into last. And yeah, Nidoqueen can finally do some work, hopefully. That was my goal for this match, to finally let it do some things. Next up, we have glitchxcity, the Sock. Once again, bringing Expert Belt, Adamant, max attack, with 220 speed, which is to outspeed an Adamant Dragonite. I did not want to go Jolly with Sock and outspeed a Jolly Dragonite, because I don't see him bringing Jolly Dragonite, and also Sock needs, or wants, really wants and likes the power of Adamant. So, I decided on Sturdy, which was kind of a last minute pick, over Mold Breaker, because Mold Breaker allows me to just straight up OHKO Dragonite through the multi-scale, which it can live in Ice Punch otherwise. So, but I decided with Sturdy, because if he has Trick Room, and yeah, if he has Trick Room, it's really problematic for my team, and a Sturdy Saw can prevent him from destroying me pretty much. And Sock's second thing he has no switch-ins for, and it has pretty much almost the same coverage as Nidoqueen. It has close combat for stab and hitting things really fucking hard. Most importantly, Regirock, Hydreigon, and Lumineon. Then we have Poison Jab for Sylveon, because that thing is annoying. And Poison Jab does a shitload, even to a defensive one. It's a 2-KO guaranteed. Did you say that I'm running Expert Belt? I'm running Expert Belt, by the way. Fun fact. Third move slot is Knockoff, of course, for Bronzong, for Reuniclus, and just to... Oh, Mega Banette, of course, as well. And getting rid of items is always handy if, you know, he switches into something while I go for Knockoff. And last but not least, of course, Ice Punch for Ye Olde Dragons and Roserade. And yeah, Ice Punch just destroys those dragons. Speaking of dragons, we have Migat's boyfriend, Lanus Therian. Physically defensive, fully physically defensive with 4 EVs in speed, in attack. That one. The thing is just here to check the dragons, not counter them, just check them and have a bit of, you know, weaken them a bit and get HP Ice off, even with Impish Nature, which is what I'm running. HP Ice 2 KOs, D2 4 times weakness, nice. Beating Garchomp and Dragonite if multi-scale is broken on Dragonite, of course, and still does a decent chunklet to Dragonite. I didn't really need to go like minus speed or minus speed up. I didn't feel like doing that because it doesn't gain anything for me. It's still a 2 KO nonetheless. So yeah, running Earthquake, U-Turn, HP Ice, and Stealth Rocks on Lando, and I decided on Yachi Berry once again. I first had leftovers, and on Friday, when I was supposed to have the battle, kind of, maybe, when I was hoping to have the battle at least, I was like, wait, here's a couple of things that could potentially have Ice-type coverage. Let's slap Yachi Berry on there. And honestly, lefties would probably be better. I don't need the Yachi Berry, but it's whatever. Lando is mainly here to weaken the dragons, like I said, and get up Stealth Rocks. Stealth Rocks are really important for my main win condition, and also for Sock and Nidoqueen. And getting rid of the multi-scale is really important. So that's Lando. Next up, we have Moonshine Dicklefable, fully specially offensive with a Calm Nature. Unaware, because they're setup things, and I don't like setup things, mostly Dragonite and Garchomp. I can live a hit from those, even since I'm specially defensive, or even though I'm specially defensive. And, you know, Moonblast them, or go for my special move, which is Encore this week. I figured Encore would be helpful, because if he has a Trick Room team, I can chew a hit from, for example, Reuniclus, Encore it into Psychic, and get a free switch into Scissor, because HP Fire from Modest Life Orb Reuniclus just straight up Alcos my Scissor, which I just spoiled. It's my last mon. Well, there you go. I have Scissor. And I'm running Wish and Moonlight, which might seem weird, but Moonlight helps me to 1v1 things, and Wish helps me to heal up Lando, for example, if I need it, or Sock, just to get a sturdy back intact, or just in general. Wish support for the team is always nice, and I didn't really need anything. Aromatherapy would have been nice, but I figured Wish and Moonlight is a nice combo, and I wanted Encore in the last move slot as well. So, the item is a Babiri Berry, and you probably don't know what it does because nobody ever runs that. I've seen someone run Babiri Berry Tyranitar. I think it was Gubs, so you know. It weakens super effective Steel type moves, and his dragons get Steel type coverage. All 3 of them. Garchomp gets Iron Head. Dragonite gets Steel Wing and Iron Tail, and Hydreigon gets Iron Tail. Iron Tail and Flash Cannon. So, Babiri Berry helps me. Babiri Berry, that's a beautiful name, by the way. Just helps me live one of those hits, get a Moonblast off, or you know, Encore them into the move, so I can get a free switch into Scissor once again. And yeah, Babiri Berry just seemed like the most useful thing. Berries are kind of a thing on my team apparently. Yeah, I just felt like it was useful. And second to last, we have Alaba the Crobat. And this is more of an offensive one. in comparison to the last ones. It's max attack, 8 in HP, because that's how level 50 stuff works. I still have an uneven HP number. 4 in special defense, because I had them left over, and 244 speed with a jolly nature. That allows me to outspeed a adamant dragonite at +1 by 1 point. You know, and I can get a Brave Bird off, break multi-scale and stuff like that. Or Defog. And I'm running Brave Bird, U-turn, Roost, Defog with Infiltrator, because I didn't really see a reason not to run Infiltrator, honestly, if he has a random substitute user. Always helpful. And Black Sludge over the formerly used non-item Acrobatic set, because I just wanted Black Sludge, straight up, that's everything. And Crowbat is mainly there to just defog. It doesn't really need to do anything else. It checks Rosa Rate, and you know, it does a lot of damage to generally everything but Red Rock or Bronzong. Well, Rampaudos. But Rampaudos doesn't really want to take a Brave Bird. So, yeah. Brave Bird, U-turn, Roost, and Defog is my moveset. It's mainly there to gain momentum and just do things, get rid of Stealth Rocks, yada yada yada. And then we move on to the final mon, my big win condition. Scissor Awesome, the Scissor, the Mega Scissor. Of course, Scissor Right, Technician, that's kind of given. It's, if I get rid of his Lemignon, or weaken his Lemignon a lot, to like run half, and weaken his team in general, this thing just straight up sweeps his team. That was my plan for this week. Weaken things with Nidoqueen and Sock, and just clean up with Scissor. I'm running Sword Stance, Roost, Knockoff, and Bullet Punch with max attack Adamant, 212 speed, which I think also, yeah, it's the same as Nidoqueen, or it hits the same speed as Nidoqueen, and allows me to outspeed Jolly Rampaudos by 1 point. Just in case that's somehow necessary for whatever reason. And this thing is my, yeah, like I said, it's my big win condition, and it outspeeds Mega Banette unless he's running max speed, which I'm not sure if you would bring that. Max speed Mega Banette seems kind of redundant. And +2 Bullet Punch kills after Stealth Rock damage. So, there's that. Yeah, I have Knockoff over Bug Bite, and right before the match was like, shit, why the fuck do I have Knockoff? Bug Bite is so much better and so much more useful. I don't really need Knockoff or anything. But Bronzong is the thing. That was my main concern. An HP Fire Bronzong, for example, could chew Bug Bite and just kill me with HP Fire. And yeah, that's why I have Knockoff at +2 that just straight up OHKOs, and the thing just cleans up late game. I need to weaken some things, break the multi-scale of course, but if I get an SD, and you know, the right steps have been taken, it's pretty much good game. So, that's my big goal for this week, sweep with Mega Scissor late game, and punch holes with my 2 powerful things. And yeah, I was really nervous before his match because Alex has a really great team. He has performed really well in the first 2 weeks, so I was scared. But I think I made a good team, and I think it's actually probably the best team I've made so far in this league. I don't know, maybe, I don't know. So that's it. We're gonna hop into his team, and that's it. See you on his team. Okay, so getting into Alex's team, he decided to bring Hydreigon, Sylveon, Dragonite, Roserade, Bronzong, and the fish, Lemignon, for his defogging purposes. And when I saw this, I was like, oh, he didn't bring the things I was really scared of, being Mega Banette, because I don't have anything wants to take a Will-O-Wisp necessarily, and or get Death Seed Bonnet, of course. And he didn't bring Reuniclus or Rampaudos. So there's no Trick Room on his team, which is really nice for me. I didn't really prepare for Trick Room. I just have Priority on Mega Scissor and Sturdy on Sock, and a bit of pivoting maybe. Was my plan for Trick Room if he decided to bring that. But with these 6 months, I can definitely deal with them. And you know, looking at his team, I decided that Nidoqueen was overall, not Nidoqueen, Crobat was overall my best lead. Just because I outspeed everything he has, obviously, because it's a fucking Crobat. And I can find out if he has a Scarf, or a Scarf on, for example, Hydreigon, or Roserade if he leads with them and just outspeeds me. And yeah, Crobat can lead and gain me initiative, which is really important early game. I have to grab the initiative for myself and go from there. So, that's pretty much his team. He has only brought 2 dragons, which is nice, because I didn't really feel like facing Garchomp. And, you know, Luminion is annoying for Mega Scissor mainly, because knockoff is not a 2 KO even at +2, because the power gets weakened, yada yada yada. After the item is knocked off, of course. And yeah, I think I can definitely win against this team. And he didn't bring Regirock as well, which is nice. That thing's kind of annoying, even though pretty much my entire team can deal with it, except for Crobat. Yeah, but you know, it's still an annoying Pokemon. So that's Alex's team. We get into the battle real quick. See you in a sec. Have fun. Okay, before we get into the battle, I want to give a shout out to Slyro for recording the battle. Thank you a lot, dude. His link will be down in the description. Go check him out. He's part of the PPL. He's a really chill guy, and you should go check him out and subscribe to him, because he's cool. And also, shout out and thanks a lot to Monotoy on Twitter. I don't know how to say that name. His link will be down in the description. Chris is his name. He gent my mons for this week. Thank you so much, dude. You kind of saved my ass to some extent. So, let's get into battle. You have seen the teams, and we're gonna go from here. So, teams on the screen, nobody cares. And there's no in-game sound for today. I'm just gonna put some music in the background. It's gonna be cool. So, as I said, I'm gonna leave Crobat, David Alaba, against Marcelo, the left back. We have 2 left backs here. And if he's Scarf with Hydreigon, I can definitely live a Draco Meteor easily. And if he's not, I can outspeed him, go for the U-turn, and get a free switch or safe switch into Microfable. I'm not expecting him to go for Flash Cannon right away. There's just no point in doing that. So he just goes for Dark Pulse. Microfable absolutely chews that like it's nothing, and if he goes for Flash Cannon here, which I was kind of hoping he would, and that's what he does, I can live with the Barberry Berry. Even without, I could live, but this just makes it easy. That is nothing. 48 HP, Special Defensive Clefable? Nothing. No damage. And I can get the KO on Hydreigon with the Moonblast. It's the first kill of Clefable in the season. That worked out brilliantly for me. So, the Berry coming through once again. And he brings in Andrea Pirlo, the Roserade. And honestly, I was expecting him to go for HP Fire or something, expecting my Mega Scissors. So, I just go into David Alaba once again. And that works out. That doesn't do... It does a lot. Like, he goes for HP Fire and it does so much damage. Which reveals to me that he's Choice Specs Roserade, which is scary. Like, really scary. But I know he's not going to stay in. So I'm just going to go for U-turn, get some chip damage, get the initiative going for me. He brings in Dance Dance Revolution, I think it is called. The Luminion. And I don't really have anything can OHKO this from this range. But Nidoqueef can do a lot of damage and can easily choose Scald. Burn is not that big of a deal. It does like less than 40%, because Luminion really isn't that strong of a Pokemon. So Sludge Wave does so much damage, and it makes Luminion pretty much useless for the rest of the game. If I get at my rocks, it's dead, and it can't defog, which is beautiful. So that's nice. He can bring in Kolarov though, the Dragonite. And right here, I was expecting Fire Punch, in all honesty. Expecting my Scissor or something of the sort, but he just goes straight for Outrage, which is fine. I could get the free switch into Microfable and go from there. I go for Wish this turn, just so I can, you know, heal this if necessary, or something else. If I decide to pull some sort of switch and gets the switch and gets damage, something like that. He brings in Sylveon. We have the same speed. He goes for Baton Pass. I'm expecting him to have some HP investment, HP speed investment, which is why I go for Encore. Just locking into whatever move. If he wants to go for Hyper Voice, he's locked into that. I can free switch into Scissor. So he brings in Kettle, the Bronzong, which is fine. I can go into Nidoqueef, the Nidoqueen. Chew every hit, even Earthquake, will not kill me. As he gets up his Stealth Rocks, which is fine. I was kind of considering going for Sog to keep his 30 intact, but Nidoqueen just puts so much pressure on him, so that's fine. I can just freely go for Fire Blast here, because if he brings in his Dragonite, as he does, as you can see, I can break the multi-scale, and it is so important. if I don't get up my rocks, his multi-scale is still broken. Because he is probably Banette. And as you can see from this damage he does this turn, with the Steel Wing, which is a really weak move, 70 base power, it just straight up knocks out Michael Fable. So he's definitely confirmed 100% choice Banette Dragonite, which is scary. So, but Steel Wing, like I said, is a weak move. And he cannot get his multi-skill back. I can go into Nidoqueen and just fire off an Ice Beam, really. Nothing wants to come in. He brings in Andrea Pirlo, the Roserade once again. And this Ice Beam to a Roserade, which is extremely bulky, does so much damage. It's almost an Oko, but he hangs on by a sliver. Yeah, Nidoking's more powerful. Fuck you. And I can just bring in Crobat. Alaba once again, expecting honestly the Grass type step or an Extra Sensory. If you would have gone for Extra Sensory, then that's fine. Crobat would have been down, but it's not that necessary. So Leaf Storm doesn't do anything, even though I'm very offensive Crobat, so that's nice. I can just defog here because I know I can live a hit and I know he's choice. I'm pretty sure he's gonna switch. So defog these rocks away because they're really annoying. And you know, he brings in Bronzong because he knows I can't do anything to him. And I figured roosting up here is my best option because he might go for Stealth Rocks, and if he doesn't, I can chew pretty much every hit except for a Psychic Stab move, maybe? I'm not sure, I could probably live that. But he goes for Gyro Ball, and since I'm a Crobat, and that's a Bronzong, and I'm not bulky yet, does a shitload of damage. And, you know, this turn I'm expecting him to get up his Stealth Rocks, because if I switch out with my Crobat, he's dead on entry. So I just go for another Roost, as he actually does go for a Stealth Rock. So that's a good play on my part. Crobat can stay on the battlefield, and right here I can just go for U-turn. It's just my best play. If he decides to switch, I get the initiative, and even if he stays in, it's just a free switch-in for me. Or, yeah, not a free, but a switch into another thing. So, I go for U-turn, he brings in Dragonite once again. Not sure if I was expecting a switch or something, but it works for me. I can just bring in Landorus Therian here because it's not necessary for his team, honestly. It doesn't do a whole lot, except for intimidating this Dragonite, which it does very well. And I can just get at my Stealth Rocks here. Stealth Rocks are really, really important, mostly for this Dragonite. This outrage does so much, by the way, Jesus. Get my Stealth Rocks, which is nice, and since he's at -1, I figured I could just take the switch, keep my Lander alive, just for the Intimidate, and go into Scissor. Take this outrage fairly well, because, you know, he's not banded, technically, because he's at -1. And just, you know, be fine. But this does so much damage. Oh my lord. And he's still locked, so I know I can live one because as Mega Scissor I gain so much more bulk. I can easily live another outrage and roost up. And since he's locked, he got the 3-turn outrage, which is perfect for me. It brings me down to 17 HP. It's still a lot of damage in my opinion, and you know, it's fine though. I can get back to half HP, and this is looking good. And next turn, I figured he would probably switch because he's locked into Outrage. There's just no point in him staying in, so I just go for another Roost. No matter what, it could have SD'd there, maybe one already, but it just wasn't worth it in my opinion. Just played it safe. Go for another Roost. SC decides to sack his Roserade. Good play on his part. Gives him a free switch once again. So Scissor goes back to full HP, which is nice. Looking good for the rest of the match, and I can chew hits. He brings in Dragonite back once again, and he has to go for Fire Punch. Even if he decides to go for Outright predicting my switch, I can go back into Scissor after that. So I'm going to Lando, pretty much stacking it, because 2 Fire Punches will knock me out from there. If I had lefties instead of fucking Yachi Berry, I probably could have lived for another Fire Punch, because I would have gotten lefties twice. I think I could have lived. I'm not going to do the math, but I've gotten lefties earlier and right there, so could have lived, gotten an HP Ice off, and killed it off with Lando, but it's whatever. Since he's locked in the Fire Punch, I can just go to Nidoqueen and put some more pressure on his team, honestly. Just go for Ice Beam here. Excuse me. As he decides to sack his Lumineon, another good play on his part. Unfortunately, Nidoqueen doesn't get a kill, because Stealth Rocks kind of took them away from it. Sorry. Excuse me. He brings in Dragonite once again, and at this point, Bull Punch kills, even without a Sword Stance. So, I can just sack Nidoqueen off here. Did a good job in my opinion. Thank you, Nidoqueen. You did everything you needed to do. And right here, I can bring in Scissor. Scissor awesome. The Scissor. And shoot Outrage, get an SD, and pretty much win from here. Outrage still does a lot of damage though. Look at that. It's Mega Scissor. Does so much. Okay. But I get these sword sends up, and from here it's pretty much good game. Unless he has a berry on something, I should be good. So, Bull Punch knocks out the Dragonite. He could not have switched because he's still locked, and even if he would have still won. Even E-Speed could not take me out from there, so yeah, it was good to go. And he brings in Sylveon, which pretty much confirmed to me that this is over. He told me in chat, I think this is GG, so no Babiri Berry, Sylveon, even if he's fully physically defensive, he just straight up dies to this. And same with Bronzong, if it's fully physically defensive, knockoff kills it. So that's gonna be GG to Alex and Celta Deino. That was a really intense match. I was really scared of this match, not gonna lie. This is grabbed its third kill, and this is our third 3-0 in a row. 3 games, 3 times, 3-0. 3 kills for Mega Scissor. Illuminati confirmed. Yeah, we're going strong. Oh my lord, this is really good. Our third victory, like I said, and I think we're number 1 still. I'm not sure, because other people have won their games as well. Obviously, that was a really smart sentence, Charlie. You're a genius. I think we're still number 1. So that's, if not, then we're still top 3 at least, which is beautiful. So Mega Scissor, definitely the MVP of this match, finishing off, finishing off the game, and followed up with Nidoqueen, honestly. And yeah, Nidoqueen is number 2 MVP because it just weakened his team so much, put so much pressure on his team. My game plan worked out perfectly. I think this is my best played match so far in the PPL. And I think I showed what I can do in this format. I planned well, I executed the plan, and I made pretty much perfectly. Except that Sock didn't have to do anything, but Nidoqueen just worked out so well. And I'm really glad that we got this victory. And yeah. Anything else? Once again, thank you Slyro for recording, thank you Alex for the battle, of course, it was really fun, and thank you Chris for jetting my mons. Yeah, Bayern Munich still going strong. Let's hope we can keep up this form next week against Raikou and the and the Nottingham Forest's Curse. And I have some tricks up my sleeve, but he has a really scary team. But I think so far from my planning, it seems that I have the upper hand in matchup. But I have to be careful. His team is really scary. He has a lot of threats. He got the Hippowdon Excadrill combo in the latest transfer window. He has Mega Altaria, which is just a gigantic threat if I don't pay attention. If I have to be on my, I don't know, I have to bring my A game, basically. But yeah, fun fact by the way, Crobat has been in all 3 matches, hasn't gotten any kills, but also hasn't died yet. I think that's pretty interesting. Maybe we can keep this going, Crobat, if you want to. If you just don't want to die in any match, that means I don't lose any matches, which is cool. But yeah, it's interesting. Just a little fun fact there. Yeah, looking forward to next week's match. I have made some really stupid ideas with buddy Evelyn. Shout out to her, she's awesome. You will see those next week though. This video is a bit late, by the way. I'm rambling, but fuck that, I like rambling. This video is a bit late because reasons and stuff and things. We only had this battle Saturday, so this will go up Sunday. Maybe it will still be Saturday for Americans if I'm lucky and fast. I don't know. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna shut the fuck up now. This has been 30 minutes of when the battle was like 10. So yeah, still going strong. Thank you for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, leave some nudes. We at Bayern Munich appreciate all 3 of us, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.